live music 7 nights a week.
Well, the leader of the OCI, if that's his title, Pat Hickey, he is innocent and he has not been convicted of any offence. He is, at the moment, in Brazil, in prison, but it's expected he'll be released on bail today. And it's very hard to find actually anybody who says, oh, poor old Pat Hickey, or I'm sad about Pat Hickey. Everybody's saying, feck him anyway. Sure, I never liked him anyway. He always seemed to be entitled in there, or somebody who is sitting in executive class while the athletes were in steerage and all that. And people were delighted with his circumstance. As I say, the man is not guilty. Well, this morning in the Irish Independent, journalist Liam Collins has written an article about Pat Hickey and this amount of vitriol headed in Pat Hickey's way. Hello to you, Liam. Good morning.
Good morning, Jackson. How are you?
Okay, so he gets an awful lot of... As I say, I haven't met anybody who actually supports him.
Well, I'll tell you what. I was away as I wrote in the Independent article, and when I came back, the level of vitriol, as you said, and malevolence and pure hatred directed against this man, and I actually do know him, not very well, but we have met on a number of occasions. But it just occurred to me on Sunday morning, this is about tickets for a sporting event. Like, nobody's died. He hasn't ruined anybody's life that I am aware of. Or, he's not guilty as charged yet. So why are people so keen to have him banged up in a terrible prison in Brazil, the key thrown away, although now it seems he may get out on bail, and there's just no sympathy for his human rights as a person. If he's committed a crime, fine. It's a white-collar crime. He should be arrested. He should be tried. But there was no need to send in the riot squad armed with the 12 of them to take a 71-year-old man with a heart condition out of his hotel, semi-naked, at 6 o'clock in the morning. I just think the reaction in Brazil and the reaction in Ireland is way, way over the top and very inhumane, really, to a man who hasn't actually done anybody any harm that we know of.
And as you say, it was all filmed as well. Some people, to be fair, were saying that's a bit unnecessary. All right, they seem to be showboating a lot for some reason. What do you think is behind that?
I really don't know. Pat Hickey has been a controversial figure. There is talk from people who know him that he's had run-ins with Romario, who is a former soccer player who's now a senator in Brazil, and they have had a bit of a ding-dong about tickets for London Olympics. And one can only surmise that there was something going on in the background, and Pat Hickey was targeted. Now, again, I don't know whether he's guilty or not. And obviously, ticket touting for international events by highly paid sports officials is not right if it took place. But I can't see why he just couldn't have been taken into custody as a normal person. They could have taken his passport. They could have said, right, go back to your hotel, or you're under house arrest. But to do what they did seems way excessive to me. And the other point that I find is the Irish public, who are very sympathetic normally to people who are in extreme circumstances abroad, are almost cheerleading the Brazilians to leave him in prison as long as they possibly can keep him, and to put him away for good if they can. And I just wonder why one man has generated this kind of public image, and I don't know why there is this.
You point out as well in the article, Liam, that the All-Ireland final will be coming up. You have parallels to that, and if anybody has a ticket in Mayo or Dublin, and they might actually be tempted, they would sell it for over the odds.
You've only to go on, I'm told, go on eBay when there's a big sellout concert or a big sellout sporting event, and you'll see tickets for sale at way over the face value. And so, it's not. Now, if it happened in Rio, it's obvious, and there was thousands of tickets involved. It's on an industrial scale, but there is a temptation for people, and the other thing I mentioned, and see at the All Irelands, there will be the corporate people there, the bankers, the insurance companies. They seem to have no problem getting tickets, and yet ordinary sports fans can't get a ticket. And I'm not that interested anymore in going to sporting events, but I think fundamentally there's a lot of people on the make for various reasons. But maybe that's why people are so annoyed. But it's all concentrated on just this one man, and that seems inhumane to me.
Right, and just to say two things, that ticket touting is an offence in Brazil where it's not here, and secondly, nothing has been proved yet in regards Mr. Hickey, and we wait and see what happens. But you say that we're maybe a little bit hypocritical about it, and we're just taking a lot of this onto one particular guy, and it seems excessive. That's
it. And the other thing, on the scale of offences, ticket touting, where it's not a pleasant thing. Nobody's died, as I say, and he hasn't ruined anybody's life that I'm aware of. And, it's not, while it is an offence in Brazil, and I think we did have various attempts to make it illegal here, but I don't think they've ever come to anything.
Yeah, I think what annoyed people was that a lot of these tickets were for family members of the Olympians who struggled for 4 years to qualify, and then they were just...
Well, sure, and yes, and there is no doubt they should be, family members should definitely be looked after. And the same goes for the All-Ireland. The All-Ireland, every year you'll hear stories of some old player who just can't get a ticket because they're snapped up by others. But it is interesting, and it's not over by a long shot. We're going to have it's a big story. It's a big international story, and I suppose because it happened at the Olympics in such a dramatic fashion, there is huge interest. And I'm not trying to say there shouldn't be an interest, but what I'm saying is that people, I think, should keep the offence in perspective.
All right. Very good. It's all there in the Irish Independent this morning and online at independent.ie. Liam Collins, great to talk to you again, Liam.
You too, and thanks very much.
Keep in touch. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. It's The Morning Show.
Looking after yourself.